What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we are taking a look at an exceptionally powerful and immensely fun Void build for Warlocks, featuring the Nothing Manacles. This exotic gauntlet comes with the intrinsic perk called Scatter Charge, which provides Void Warlocks with an extra scatter grenade, along with the innate ability of Chaos Accelerant's tracking bonus, making the seekers from your scatter grenades much more efficient and accurate. The Nothing Manacles are nothing short of spectacular and can easily turn you into an unstoppable killing machine, both in PvE and PvP. While this build won't break the bank when it comes to boss DPS, this is one hellaciously powerful and reliable build to use at any level of combat, especially for solo Guardians. But before we dive in deeper into this Nothing Manacles build, if you do end up enjoying today's video and find it helpful, then please be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated. And before you leave the video, be sure to sound off with your thoughts on the Nothing Manacles during Season 19. While there are aspects of this build that are exclusive to Season 19's seasonal artifact, this will be a build that Voidwalkers will be able to rely on for several seasons to come, as it relies heavily on the continuous synergy of Voidwalker abilities, alongside the amazing weapon perk called Repulsor Brace, which matches up beautifully with nearly every Void build on any class. A weapon perk that's becoming available on more and more weapons, which provides you with an overshield after defeating a Void debuffed target. An overshield which can last up to 10 seconds, providing you with 45 total health points, and can be re-triggered after each kill. Since SMGs get the task of overload rounds this season, I really like using Repulsor Brace on the Unforgiven SMG from the Duality Dungeon. The Season 19 ritual weapon, the Velis X, is also an extremely powerful pulse rifle that comes with Repulsor Brace that will pair up beautifully with this build. Weapons like the new Void Grenade Launcher, the Wilder Flight from the Spire of the Watcher dungeon, or the Dead Messenger Exotic Grenade Launcher, which comes with Turnabout, giving you an overshield after breaking an enemy shield. Le Monarch Exotic Bow, which poisons enemies, and the Collective Obligation Exotic Pulse Rifle are all exceptionally viable with this build. Since Repulsor Brace relies on enemies to be Void debuffed, we can match this up extremely well with the Voidwalker 3.0 class tree. And since the Nothing Manacles already come with the innate tracking bonus provided by Chaos Accelerant, we are able to embrace the power of the Childs of the Old God, which provides you with an amazing little Void buddy whenever casting your Rift. When you cast a Rift, that little Void buddy will fly to enemies hit by your weapons and tether itself to any enemies within a 5-meter radius, weakening and damaging those caught in its web. As your Void buddy drains your enemy's life force, you'll receive melee and grenade energy when using a healing Rift, and health regeneration when using an empowering Rift. And since our main goal here is to enhance our ability synergy as much as possible, we are going to go with Healing Rift. That way we get 3.5% grenade energy along with 1.4% melee energy for every second an enemy is caught within the web of our Void buddy. And once those enemies die, we'll also get class ability energy back, with more energy being returned based on the level of the enemy. This can give you some significant advantages when activating your Void buddy before combat, as you'll be able to continuously trigger ability regeneration for most every enemy that you're engaged with. And since the Nothing Manacles are providing you with an additional grenade, this will give you the ability of continuously chaining your abilities one right after the other. Thanks to the use of our second aspect, Feed the Void, every time we defeat an enemy with our Void abilities, we'll trigger Devour, providing an instant burst to full health, as well as upwards of 20% grenade energy off of each kill, which is what makes pairing this build up with the Nothing Manacles so amazing, because you'll almost always have a scatter grenade at the ready with how efficient this synergy is. But it all starts with the use of that little Void buddy. Since we're using Child of the Old Gods with Feed the Void, we'll have the chance to use all 4 fragment slots, and since we'll be throwing several scatter grenades, we're going to focus heavily on enhancing those, starting with Echo of Expulsion. Along with a 10-point bump in Intellect, this will cause enemies defeated by Void abilities to explode, emitting damage to any target within a 7-meter radius. By pairing this up with the Echo of Undermining, we'll now see those scatter grenades weakening enemies, setting us up beautifully for the synergy with Repulsor Brace. It does come with a reduction of 20 points in Discipline, but its benefits are well worth it. Having an additional scatter grenade will really come in handy since we're using Echo of Instability, which will give Void weapons volatile rounds for 10 seconds after defeating enemies with grenades. This will also provide an extra 10 points of strength. And since we'll be able to reap the benefits of both Devour and Overshields with this build, Echo of Persistence will provide an increase in their duration. While it does come with a 10-point reduction of recovery, it is well worth the extra time that you'll have for these abilities. Which brings us to the armor and mods that you want to bring together with this build, since our main goal here is to throw as many scatter grenades as possible. Focusing armor towards Discipline is always a good idea, as will be Recovery, since it governs both your class ability regeneration as well as your health regeneration. I fully understand that many Guardians may lack certain mods for this build, so we'll cover a few variations that you can utilize if this is the case. But with that being said, we are using Firepower, the solar mod, which provides you with 15% grenade energy per mod every time you throw a grenade while charged with light. A fantastic mod to use with this build since we'll have 2 scatter grenades at our disposal. This means we'll also be using Elemental Charge so that we can become charged with light when picking up a well. But taking charge can also accomplish this, or the Void mod called Charge Harvester, which has a small chance of making you charged with light after each and every kill. Since we're using Elemental Charge, we'll need to create wells by using the Elemental Ordnance mod. This, combined with Bountiful Wells, will create 2 wells when defeating enemies with grenades, which will be a great way to help regenerate your abilities, as well as get you charged with light. Impact Induction will be a great Solar Arms mod to use with this build, as every enemy hit by your Pocket Singularity will return 15% grenade energy, giving you a great 1-2 punch combo. And since you'll be throwing plenty of grenades, using Ashes to Ashes will be a great Solar Helmet mod to use, which will create additional super energy after defeating enemies with grenades, giving you your Nova Bomb back much quicker. I typically like using Font of Might with this build to get additional weapon damage out of Void weapons, but for the purposes of survivability, Well of Tenacity will be a great option, especially when taking on the more challenging activities in Destiny. Well of Tenacity grants a 40% bonus in damage resistance for 6 seconds every time a Void Well is collected. To add to the already amazing synergy that this build has, by adding on Harmonic Siphon to your helmet, you'll be able to create orbs off of Void weapon kills, which will allow you to use the Solar Legs mod called Innervation, which provides 18% grenade energy back on each orb collected. And by also using Recuperation, you'll get an additional boost of health for each orb picked up, providing you with even more survivability advantages. Thanks to the seasonal artifact for Season 19, there are a few standout mods that can really boost the effectiveness of this build, starting with Lord Kelvin's Basilisk. This mod gives your Void grenades the ability to stun Overload champions, but it also disrupts any enemy, causing them to deal less damage. When running solo, the Solo Operative mod is essential, as it will provide you with a 15% boost to all weapon and ability damage. But when you find yourself in a team setting, using mods like Weakened Clear, Monochromatic Maestro, or Lucent Finisher will all be great mods to pair up with this build. And with that, we've covered all the aspects, fragments, mods, and details that you need to put this amazing, unstoppable Nothing Manacle build together for yourself. A build that is insanely fun, surprisingly powerful, and perfect for Voidwalkers during Season 19. And with that being said, I highly encourage you all to give this build a try and see how you like it for yourself. And if you've already given it a try, sound off in the comments below what your impressions of the Nothing Manacles were. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated, and both really do help support the channel. If you're a new Light Guardian just starting your journey, or a battle-hardened veteran looking for a new home, be sure to check out the Discord link in the description below and join one of the greatest communities in all of Destiny. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.